Hey Bloodbads, what an awesome view. This is the end of the spring's run for Blue Spring, Gilchrist Blue Spring. And guess what? We've been here for a couple hours, been here since 10 o'clock, and slowly but surely people have started to dissipate and leave or go back to their campground. So I'm going to turn around, and right now there are a handful of people here, including kayakers. So let me turn this around so you can see. So this part right here is where the Santa Fe River is. This is the entrance to the Springs run of Gilchrist. And as you come across here, you've got some lane lines that demarcate whether you're on some kind of boat or kayak or canoe, and then the swimming area. So they encourage for people not to go from the swimming area to the boating area over here, just to keep it safe. So right now I'm walking on a boardwalk. And this is probably, I don't know, about 6 to 8 feet above the actual spring here. And like I said, there's just a couple of people here. I've never seen a spring empty out like this. So Blue Springs, as you heard in my previous videos, is part of the Florida aquifer that helps feed into, this is one of 75 springs that feed into the lower Santa Fe River that empty out into the Suwannee that goes to the Gulf of Mexico. But look at that blue water, which is really not blue, because if you look closely as I magnify, it is clear, super clear. One of the clearest waters you can find. And the funny thing is, those of you who live in Florida, if you've watched the Visit Florida ads, they really talk about the beaches. It is seldom that you ever hear about the springs, and yet there's 1,000 springs in Florida, most in the entire United States. So the blueness comes from it being deep, and it reflects off the sky. So that's why it looks like it's got this deep aquamarine color. So I just sat here reading a book, really having a good, relaxing time. Now underneath this boardwalk over here is where they can get, or folks can go ahead and get paddle boards and kayaks and canoes. And then here's the beach. Small beach in and around the Gilchrist Blue area. Now I'm going to go ahead and focus on this from this standpoint right here. So the Gilchrist Blue Spring has two boils that I've discovered, and those two boils are in two different places. And why can you see that? So you see all that white down there. All that white is actually the sand that has been pushed because of human movement. The sand has been pushed down into that lower area over there. Now the sand can't move up anymore. It's already, because it's heavier. So you could see the sand literally bubble up, which is not bubbling. It's just you see the water churning the sand. So there's two boils down there. And you could see the water move as it is being forced up from the aquifers into this one spring. So they've got a campground. Let me go ahead and scan over here. You can see some pavilions through these trees over here. This building with the white tin roof, that is the bathroom and changing area. And then we didn't know, but there's some campground right over here. So we could probably surmise that the campground folks came over here and did some swimming and snorkeling and boating. And so you can see my daughter down there. Hey, Tanny. She's just one of very few people that are here at Blue Spring. So she's enjoyed it very, very much. She loves the springs. The water is 72 degrees, and it can get cold even as the sun is blaring down at you. You're fully immersed inside the inside the spring there. You can get cold. We've seen our second daughter have purple lips because she's enjoyed the water so much, but it can cause some hyperthermia. So you have got to watch out for that for the smaller kids. But you see a snorkeler right there. He's looking down into the actual spring itself. It's probably somewhere between 15 to 20 feet down, and it's hard to see that with the depth perspective from me being up here, but it is that deep. So I've seen some snorkelers go down there to that particular depth and just investigate. There's not really a lot of fish here. There's probably some I don't know, some sunfish and some minnows, but really not a lot of fish that are in and around the spring, whether it's in the spring or Springs Run. All right, Blood Dad. So again, this is Gilchrist Blue Spring. So I'm going to go ahead and give my rating on this place. So I'm probably going to give it really a 3 out of 5. And one of the reasons is because this area is a very, very, very small area. But the accommodations are nearby. You've got parking and you've got a pavilion. You can get, as you've seen behind me, the boats and kayaks that you can rent things. And then you have to be very, very careful as you walk, though, just because this area has been frequented so much that there's roots that are sticking out. You can stub your toe. And some of the area, the entranceways, a lot of the sand has been eroded just because there's so many people. So it causes some potential trip hazards. But these are some small things. But we were talking about, generally how to get here. It's very easy getting on Poe Road, and it's probably about a 5 to 10 minute walk from where we were to here. But again, when we're talking about rating of springs, you've got to take the whole thing into consideration. So in only the 3 that we've talked about so far, which is Itchitucknee, Fanning, and now Blue Gilchrist, I would rate this a 3 in my opinion. So if you have any other comments about that, you can go ahead and comment above. Make sure you like this video, and make sure that you subscribe to Blood Dads and hit that bell with all the notifications so you can see what we do on our next adventure. So this is again number 3 of 1,000 springs that we're going to try to go to for Blood Dad. So again, we'll see you later, or see you the next spring. Bye bye.